At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Mary finally has decided to lose weight. She checks her budget and notices that she has enough money to hire a professional. She looks for the best coach, personal trainer in town, and she finds a good one. She hires her and they set up an appointment later that week. That day comes and she comes to the appointment and meets her. They come up with a plan. And finally, she noticed that everything that she was doing, it was wrong. She was trying to find a quick fix. She was trying to do it by the easy way, find a pill, use pomade, use one of those things that make you sweat. And when she sits with her new coach, she noticed that there is a lot of steps to follow. So they start talking about the process they need to follow. They start talking about how they're going to deal with the eating. It's not going to be a diet. They start talking about how difficult it is actually to eat healthy, about emotions, about time managing, about scheduling, about the right foods, about boredom, about everything that goes into the eating plan. Then they talk about exercise, about the weightlifting, about the running, about once again scheduling that time for exercising. They talk about the motivation, they talk about their barriers, their beliefs, and they set up a plan, they set up monthly goals, they set up their long-term goal. And she finally realized that she has a small plan to follow. She sits and contemplates the whole plan. And finally she comes to the conclusion that losing weight is not once again a quick fix or an event. She noticed for her to lose weight, she needed time and she needed a system to follow. Kate is an architect. She has a lot of experience drawing plans for houses, and therefore she meets a lot of general contractors. She has met with the city many times for the plans to be approved for other houses and so on. Finally, he saves enough money to build the house of his dream. That's the reason why he's an architect. He loves building houses, planning houses, and so on. He knows that it's not very simple, that he needs to, once he designed the perfect house for himself, the design and so on, he needs to present those plans to the city. So the city approves the plans. After that, he needs to hire a general contractor, they need to hire a plumber, they need to hire a insulation company, they need to hire somebody who's going to set up the best line of the house, a designer, a electrician, you name it. There is a lot of professionals they need to hire, and every single professional goes according to how they're building the house. He knows that it's going to take at least a year to build that house. When I started exercising, I remember meeting this guy. He's a bodybuilder, and that's the reason why I got motivated to lift weights, because he had an amazing body. It was completely different than everybody else's body. I found that body attractive, so I decided myself to get that body because I wanted to be attracted as well. So I make a bet with him and I tell him, you know what, within 3 months I'm gonna have the body that you have, and he laughed at me. And the reason why he laughed at me, because he knew it wasn't that easy. He knew that that's a process to follow. Even though I'm committed and I'm very persistent and decisive, and when I decide to do something, I go after it. And I was at the gym every day, pushing very hard and eating very healthy. And within the 3 months passed, and I didn't get to the body that I supposed to. I kind of told my body a little bit, but it wasn't enough for me to be compared to this bodybuilder. So every single time, every single thing I should say that we create in the world, that we do, there is something in common. If we plant a tree, there is a process to follow, from the soil to the watering to the sun to everything, and there is time. When a car is created, time is required, a process is followed. When a newsletter, an article, a book, when we clean up the house, the car, when we're traveling, anything that we do in life, it's a process and it requires time. So if everything is a process and it requires time, what many of us have in mind that weight loss is not a process. So what I want you to keep in mind right now, and I understand it should be very clear to you, is that weight loss is a process. It's not a quick fix. It's not something that it's an event. It's something that is going to happen overnight, that you take a pill, that you go and do a diet, or that you go and do a hormone therapy, or that you get surgery and you think you're going to lose that weight. You may lose that weight for a little bit, and then you're going to regain it because you haven't learned the process to actually get rid of the fat and keep it off forever. So remember, the weight loss is a process. It's not a quick fix. So John is an alcoholic. He has many problems in life. He has problems with his wife, his family, at work, financially, you name it. He doesn't contribute at the house financially. The wife is actually who brings bread to the table, who pays the mortgage, who pays everything, because he doesn't make enough money, because he has been let go for many jobs, and in his new job he's missing a lot of work because according to him he's sick, but actually he's not going to work because he is hangover most of the time. He's fighting with the wife a lot, and when he is at home he's angry most of the time, and he mistreats his kids. So finally the wife decided to give him the last ultimatum. She decided to divorce him. So John contemplates for a moment. He noticed that this ultimatum is real, that the wife is about to divorce him. So he doesn't want to lose his family. A lot of pain comes out of his chest, and he understands that this time is time for him to change. So in his mind starts thinking about the things that he can do, and he knows that he needs a stable job, that he needs to start working, that he needs to stop drinking for him to actually show up to work, to add value to the company, to be a better worker, and therefore he makes more money, bring money to the table, and help the family. He noticed that he needs to treat his wife better, to stop fighting. He noticed that his kids need a better dad, so he started patient about how he can become a better person, and start managing his anger, start contributing money to the house, start being a better dad, make trades with the family. So he started contemplating about all these new goals that he has in mind, and he doesn't want to suffer, he doesn't want to lose his family. So he asked his wife for another opportunity, and the wife, for the last time, she says that he's going to give another of so many opportunities that has given to him. 3 months has passed, and he goes back to the same. Actually, before 3 months, not even the month has completed, and he goes back to drinking. What's happening right here? In the moment, many of us decided to change like John. We see the pain is coming, and we feel that pain, and we don't think it's going to happen. We don't think that the life is going to turn around to us, and we go back doing the bad habits. So John's wife decided to divorce him finally. John he didn't take the time to write down any of his goals, the why he was changing, and the moment on change. When we start a program, we feel the reason why we start a weight loss program, and when we want to rehab or anything in the same kind of area, the first thing that we should do is not understanding why are we changing, why is making a change, that moment of change, and setting up goals. When we write those things down, it's very easy for us to understand, to bring those feelings back, where we can go back. Every day I recommend at least 3 times a week, but you need to go back and revisit those feelings. Why I decided to sign up into a weight loss program. That's where many people fail to do. Write it down. But let's say you write it down. Let's say you watch the video that I recorded a couple months ago that talks about why, moment of change, your beliefs, and goal setting. It talks about that. And let's say you had the courage and you took your time to write down everything. So this is the next mistake, and that's the mistake that actually John is doing. He didn't write down those goals, but at the same time he has nothing to go back and revisit in 3 weeks and 4 weeks and 2 days and 2 months. He forgot about the reason why he was changing and the goals that he set up. So remember, once you write down your goals and the why and the moment and so on, you need to go back and revisit those feelings. So those feelings wake up and say, this is the reason why I'm changing. I don't want to feel that pain again. I don't want to get divorced. I don't want to not fit into those pants. My wedding is coming ahead, so I need to fit in my dress. Diabetes, I have it under control. I don't want to stop. I don't want to end up in the hospital. The reasons, exactly the reasons that make you change those feelings. You need to go back and revisit those goals. It's very important for you to revisit those goals. So John got divorced, but he didn't stop drinking. He continued drinking. Now, every single time he feels depressed, he calls a friend. And the friend that he calls is actually a buddy that he actually drinks with. So every single time he calls him, they both start talking about how life is miserable to them. And both usually, or I should say every single time, agree to go have a drink. Now that John is single, he likes to go to parties to meet a new woman. In these parties, there is alcohol. He ends up drinking. He likes to go to the bar, so he still has that habit to go to the bar. He ends up drinking. And he has another habit. The habit of buying alcohol and bring it to the house. He has tequila, he has whiskey, he has wine, he has beer, he has vodka. He has all types of alcohol at home. When he feels depressed, when he feels tired, when he feels bored, when he doesn't want to think about life, the first thing he does is get himself a drink. The first thing he does is get himself a drink. And then he drinks a lot again. So every single thing he does, even though he's thinking that he's doing something healthy, as an example, he got invited to a hot trip. In that hot trip, everybody went to the hot trip, all his friends and so on. So they hiked and they did the whole trip. By the end of the trip, everybody decided to drink. So even though he thinks that he's doing something healthy, he ends up drinking by the end of that hot trip. What's going on with John? What's happening with John is the same thing that happens to many people. As an example, for me, everybody has destructive habits. The difference, and we are weak to those destructive habits. We are weak, and that's the reason why it's so difficult for us to give it up. It gives us some kind of pleasure. The truth is that we all have negative habits, and we are weak to them. As an example, for me, I do have my negative habits, and because I'm aware of them, I clean up my environment for success. So here's a great example. If you are overweight because you eat processed food, because you're always in a rush, because you don't have time for anything, and you buy processed food, and because you think eating that processed food is better than not eating, you're probably mistaking that to begin with. But let's say that's the case. The first mistake right there is that you have the processed food at home. You don't clean your environment for success. So what you need to do is either the weekend or the night before, or whenever you're not busy, prepare your foods and get rid of the processed food. Don't buy the processed food anymore. Once you haven't buy that processed food, you don't have any processed food at home that you should be eating. You have your prepared food and you eat the healthy food. Don't hang out with lazy people, with people that like to eat processed food. If you are on your way for success and you want to lose weight and keep it up forever, be healthy, you think of hanging out with lazy people who likes to drink, people who eats the wrong food, you think that is going to help you to lose weight. Choose your friends wisely. There is nothing wrong with the people that like to do that. They like to do it. There is nothing wrong with them, but that's their life. If you decided to move on and you decide to be a better person, hanging out with that people is not going to help you do anything right. They actually going to pull you down because they're going to pass those habits to you. And if you're thinking that you're not going to fall into that, think about everybody around you. Think about every single person that are relapsing just like John is doing. Now, if you want to help your friends, if your friends want to be helped, they're going to come your way. They're going to come exercising with you. They're going to start running with you. They're going to stop drinking. They're going to stop eating processed food. They're going to cook. They're going to do things that you enjoy to do, and they're going to do things. They're going to help you progress because they understand that if they want to be helped, you are going to be there for them. But you're going to start doing the right thing. You're not going to do the bad habits. So think about that. So if you go and eat into fast food instead of going into an organic restaurant or finding a good restaurant that serves good food, that's not cleaning up your environment for success. So I want you to think about the third point that we're talking about today. If you want to be successful in your weight loss, you need to clean your environment for success. Now let's talk about this. Even though the environment does have a lot to do with you being overweight, with you having some extra pounds, the environment is not to blame. By the end, it's our decision. If I relapse in my bad habits, it's not the environment fault. It's not the government, it's not the town, it's not the society, it's not other people that have it, it's not the fast food restaurant they're selling the food, it's not the organizations that are selling that processed food. I have the right and I have freedom to choose whatever I want to choose. So it's not the environment fault. Yes, the environment does contribute, but I make my own decisions. So what I want to do is clean my environment for success, and I'm going to take the right decision to lose weight. So let's go over the 3 points that we talk about today. We talk about, first of all, understanding that weight loss is a process just like anything else in life. Please think about it. It is a process. The second thing that we talk about is about you already should have your goals set up, those feelings, the why are you changing weight, changing your life. The why you losing weight, and what pain actually brought that moment when you thought about I need to change. Once you have that set up, you need to go and revisit those goals, those whys, that motivation. At least 3 times a week. I recommend every day, but at least 3 times a week you need to go back and really bring those feelings back. This is the reason why I'm changing. And the last thing that we talk about is about cleaning your environment for success. If you don't clean your environment for success, you're gonna relapse every single time. So start cleaning up your environment for success. Go check your goals you wrote last week, last month, 2 months ago, or so on, and take your time to actually do the process, follow the process of weight loss. Do me a huge favor. Our goal is to get 100,000 subscribers on our channel. We deliver good information for you. We're not giving you a diet. We're not selling you something that just for you to lose weight very quickly. We're not lying to you. We're touching every single aspect of weight loss. We're talking more than anything, your brain, and we're talking about you eating, you exercise, your beliefs. We talk about the environment. We talk about everything you need to lose. You need to know about weight loss, because it's very important that you know everything. We're not selling you any quick fix, remember, and we're not telling you any lies in this video. So do me a favor, please share this video with other people that require this information. They need this information. They need to lose weight. We want to transform a lot of lives in this valley, in the Rutherford Valley, in the world as well, so they have a healthy life and they fulfill the life, because health is very important everywhere. We're talking about the family area, we're talking about the spiritual area, we're talking about the finances area, we're talking about the professional area. If you think about it, health does contribute to everything. You want to be a well-rounded, healthy human being, you need to incorporate your weight loss and your health within your priorities. Thank you so much for listening. I talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed the content offered here, then I know you will enjoy these books. These are great tools to lead you to successful weight loss, better health, and greater happiness.